bringing four-wheelers in, fixing to go out and do chores. And look what I need, an umbrella. It's raining, yay, 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 yay. Has it rained? I don't know. I don't know when the last time it rained, but we do need to go out and do evening chores, but it's raining. Praise the Lord. God sent the rain. So these guys are dragging in some burn stuff. There's been a total burn ban in Southeast Ohio anyway, probably in a lot of parts of Ohio. So we have some items of trash that we typically dispose of by burning, have not been able to do that for I don't know how long. So we're going to get that stuff inside for now, but at some point, if we get enough rain, we'll be able to dispose of it by burning. So we are going to go into, oh, that's nice. This is almost like an Easter egg hunt with beer cans.
It's a door lock.
Do you know that I found a beer can in the freezer today? An open beer can in, I know, an open beer can in the poultry freezer. And then there was just the one on the door. Drew's gonna grab that door for us. We also have been waiting for temperatures to come down. It was in the 90s today. Our meat birds are 19 days old. They want it to be no warmer than 85 degrees Fahrenheit. They'd really like it to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, Jared, isn't it wonderful it's raining?
It is.
It is. Do you know the last time it rained? Seriously, it's September 22nd, 2024.
It's been weeks.
It's been a long time. And even then it wasn't very much. And Jared, would you guess how many times have we mowed our yard over the summer? The whole summer?
Well, it's probably only been...
Definitely less than 10.
It's probably been twice since July.
Twice since July.
Yeah.
This is...
Or June, well, probably even June.
This
probably
is end of September. Maybe we've mowed the yard twice since June. Oh, it's just great to have rain. What?
2 to 3 times.
2 to 3 times
Since
this
June.
summer.
Yeah.
2 to...
Summer, but I mean in the spring.
Well, summer starts like June 21st, June 22nd. And the breeze feels divine.
Yeah.
Divine. So, Drew, our youngest, is checking... Oh no, sorry, Wade. I was looking at your shirt and your jeans, and they are built very similarly. So, I thought that was Drew. This is our middle son, Wade. Drew, our youngest, probably closed up the doors. Maybe Jared did, but Wade is getting waters ready for adding water to them. Feeders are probably going to be full because they were filled today, and today got into the 90s, and we don't push the birds to go eat when the ambient temperature is higher than what they want. So Wade left that lid on, indicating that doesn't need more water. We filled those up this afternoon too. When meat birds are exposed to ambient temperatures that are much warmer than their preference, they basically will become idle, conserve energy, and rest. Owen, our oldest son, is a full-time mechanic, part-time produce delivery driver, and all-around farmhand at a large produce farm in Southeast Ohio. He was closing up our north doors. That was a project that we actually did during the day today too, making that doorway able to be left open all day. So what we've got happening here in the works is filling water buckets. Wade will probably bring those in and start filling the waters. Wade, that we do need to top off the ones that we can come back to them at the end, but we do need to top off the ones that are part way down. So really water, shutting doors, filling water. That's going to be it. What?
This rain is so great.
It is so great.
Well, it was...
We are so happy.
August, around the 1st of August, we made a reseeding.
So a second seeding?
No, a reseeding.
Just seeding back into a field.
Seeded down for hay. and we done a reseeding. And right after we done it, we got 1 inch and 4/10. That's been since the 1st of August.
So that was the beginning of August, an inch and 4/10.
It has started to sprout, and it definitely needs this rain.
So
and then
it
this
needs
Saturday, we drilled in 36 acres of barley, and we're hoping this week they're talking rain off and on all week. And
So when you said drilled in, just to clarify, that means you planted in a no-till technique barley. So you planted seed for a crop of barley in a no-till technique where you drill it down into the seed down into the soil, and you're not having to tear up the soil to do it.
It was done in a farm we had just got this fall. The guy
Leasing the ground.
Yeah, leasing the ground. The guy that had it, he's done this year. He had a crop of beans, soybeans in it. He just took them off Friday, and so we, made sure everything was good, and he was done. And so we went in Saturday morning and no-tilled in the soybean stubble into the ground, and this is great.
So getting the rain right after planting is really a great thing for the seed to germinate.
Well, and what you hope for is, this isn't the only rain you're going to get. Hopefully we get some, and we will.
Well,
coming into fall,
like you said, this week we're supposed to get some rain several days.
This week we're supposed to get, what the last I looked was percentage-wise, we're supposed to get rain several days this week.
So I'm sorry.
Unless they've changed it.
So I'm trying to follow. So we had soybeans in. What did you reseed in August? A month ago?
What we done in August, we had soybeans in, and it was a field we wanted to reseed. The field was never, it's not a real fertile field. It did grow okay crops, but it was heavy clay. And so we went and cut the soybeans and dry baled them in for hay. So then we took them and this is ground up and reseeded it, and it'll make good hay.
Okay. So hay that was seeded a month and a half ago, thirsty for rain. So we're getting some rain on it now. Barley that was no-till drilled in a day ago, great getting rain on it for germinating the seed. So hey, Owen and Wade and Drew, thank you for getting water to the meat birds. Will y'all please go up and check the egg birds, close the doors up, make sure they have water. So that's great that we're getting rain for that stuff.
Yeah, it's just, really thankful that we're getting rain. We've been harvesting soybeans. One farm we leased, evidently didn't get a lot of rain because our yield wasn't the best. Now what we've done at our main farm and another farm close to, we know we've got more rain, and they're doing well. So we're into harvesting. We'll get our soybeans done here next time it dries up. But then we'll start into our corn and see what we end up with.
But potentially, up to this point overall, kind of really a tough summer for farmers in Ohio. Yes.
Yes, in Ohio and into West Virginia, because we just had a guy, and I've had several guys contact me through Marketplace. Looking for hay. A lot of people looking for hay.
So,
and it's very dry.
Hay for their cattle because it's been so dry. They may potentially be feeding winter hay already because they didn't have enough roughage in pastures for the cattle. And is this accurate? I've heard of a lot of people selling cattle because they know they're not going to have enough feed to sustain them through the winter.
There's getting to be more... you hear of more bred cows or even open cows.
Open meaning unbred.
Unbred, going to the sales. A lot of guys are taking their calves off of weaning their calves. Um, Really, that's about normal time, but they may be getting rid of them. Some of them would maybe keep them, wean them and keep them for a little bit longer, and then get rid of them.
If they hadn't been fighting the drought conditions.
But if they're, if they don't have the hay and stuff to really feed them to get them started on grain and that, they're just taking them out of the field and getting rid of them.
Yeah, and a lot of farmers have been hauling water to
Yes.
livestock. I don't have farmers had to irrigate fields potentially.
Around here, there's not much. You don't see much of anybody irrigating. Now, if you get into places where there's a lot of river bottom ground, I know on our way to the poultry processor, there is a field we see irrigation up, but that's right along the river. Where it's really gravelly.
You're right.
Sandy and gravelly.
Yeah.
That's the kind of places that you will see people irrigating.
Yeah.
It's not real common around our area.
Yeah. But overall, so the family farm you're associated with on your side of the family is called Monarch Oak Farm. So overall, manageable summer for Monarch Oak, even though you had the drought to deal with.
Yes, we're going to have enough hay. We're sure we're going to have enough hay to feed through the winter for our cows.
But normally you'd have sold some of that hay.
Yes,
it would have been
sell
surplus.
some. I mean, we have fed some hay.
Yeah.
And actually now we've got our cows turned out on hay ground that we would normally make.
Yeah.
But we feel that we've got enough hay.
Yeah.
Saved up.
Yeah.
That we can let them out on that and help our pastures out.
So it does. It does impact, even though it's been manageable for Monarch Oak, it did impact some of your operations for sure. But
yeah, and it, I mean, like I say, our soybeans, yes,
we're gonna turn the camera around.
We know our soybeans, it did hurt us in yield some. We don't know on our corn, but I'm sure it did.
I'm sure we did. But it's great. We're getting the rain now. It's a needed reprieve, much needed rain. And just an interesting side note, so that farm was always Monarch Oak Farm, and when we named this farm for the poultry operation Twin Oaks Farm, there was no association in our mind between the Monarch Oak and the Twin Oaks, but we actually have a set of oak trees partway up our driveway that we named this poultry farm for, Twin Oaks Family Farm. And the backstory on it is we built here in 2000, very close to my husband's mom and dad, and we planted about 20 oak trees in the year 2000. 2 of them made it. So our driveway would have basically been lined with oak trees if they'd all survived. 2 of them made it. Happened to be 2 that are right beside each other, and they just look like a set of twin oak trees. So anyway, so that's how we come to the name for this. But in looking back, it's just kind of neat that the 2 names even somewhat associate. The farms are not associated with each other, but the people are.
Yeah.
And so, and the kind of the legacy or heritage of agriculture is associated. That's something that people pass down from one generation to another. And let me tell you, we'll never ever get Jared's dad on camera, but Jared and his dad are like 2 peas in a pod. And then especially our oldest son, if you get the 3 of them off in the distance and they're all dressed alike, you pretty much can't tell who's who. They're all very much alike. And that legacy of agriculture is passed down from one generation to the next. Is it a lifestyle, Jared?
Yeah.
You love it?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever?
Yeah, you gotta like it. If you don't like it, you can't. I mean, there's no sense.
You ain't making enough money that you're going to stay in it unless you just absolutely love it.
If you don't like doing it, then it ain't. I mean, it's not worth doing.
I don't know if you. Yeah. If you don't like doing it, it's not worth doing. That's what you just said.
You gotta like what you do.
Yeah. And my favorite quote from your dad is, "It's a great life if you don't weaken." Yeah. We even had that put on a t-shirt for one of our guys. But you might not have an answer for this. If you don't, that's okay. We'll come back to it, circle back to it another day. What drives the passion to stay in farming? Just that love?
just the enjoyment of it, the working of the ground.
Working with the ground.
Yeah.
Working with, for
And
me,
just-
like
and
working with
watching-
God's creation. But I work
watching-
more with livestock. You
watching-
like crops.
Yeah, I like crops.
Yeah.
Just watching things grow.
Watch-
You know,
okay.
whenever you, I mean, yeah, it's the same with livestock, same with this, watching it grow. Whenever you work that ground and you prepare, and you know, if Mother Nature works with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
watching it grow,
Yeah.
watching it produce, and then in the end, the harvest.
The harvest.
You know, seeing what you done, and seeing what comes off.
Yeah.
You know, and you know there's tough years, just like this year. You know, you don't see the return in it, but you know it is frustrating, but it's not enough to where you say, oh, that's it, I'm not going to do it